An if-else statement is used to execute one piece of code if a given condition is true or another if it is false. For example, let's take a simple exercise. If a given condition is true, 1 is equal to 1. If this is true, then it will execute a simple piece of code. Let's say we want to print first. Else, we want to print last. Now what this code will do is it will check if this given condition here is true. Is 1 is equal to 1? Yes, that is true. Then it will execute this piece of code. It will print first and will escape the next part of the code. Now let's copy this same code and change the condition to be not true. Then it will check for this condition. This is not true. Then it will run the other piece of code which is under the else part. Now what happens if we want to check for multiple conditions? Well, we can use elif there. So let's say this condition is not true, but then we want to check for another condition. In that case, we can use elif, which is short for else if. Let's give your condition 1 is less than 2. Then print second. In this case, it will check the first condition. Well, that is not true, so it will go and check the second condition. That is true, so it will execute that piece of code here and will escape this third one. However, if that piece of code is not true, for example here the first condition will not be true, the second condition will also not be true, then it will escape and run the code given under else. If you have multiple conditions, you can use as many elif as you want. For example, let's say we have another piece of code here. The Python will check the first condition. Well, that is not true, so it will check the second condition. That is not true, so it will then check the third condition. That is true, so it will print the third condition. However, let's suppose if the second condition were true, then it will just execute this piece of code and will stop right there. Even though this third condition is true, it will not be executed in that case.